Okay, I'm gonna do a workout. I'm just gonna do like a flow, not really a timer. I mean, I have a timer, but it's just a clock. So we'll see what that does. So I'm just gonna flow. I don't know how this is gonna work. I have a booty band thing and I have a 15-pound weight. So a lot of lower body, pretty much all gonna be lower body, maybe some push-ups. And we're just gonna go based off the timer today. So I'm gonna put this on first. We're gonna go into a nice squat first. This may all depend on how long my battery lasts. Start. All right, this first minute here, we're just gonna get into a nice squat. Trying to push out with that band. You put the band on your thighs or around your ankles if you want, but we're just gonna get into a nice access squat here. You can pulse, you can hold, just kind of whatever your body feels like it needs. So again, we're pushing through more of the pad of the foot, the big toe, the outside blade, nice strong arch, inside ankle bone high, not pushing through the heel here. And we're pushing our hips back. So from the side here, opening up the knees slightly, getting our hips back as good as we can. Nice strong arch on our back. So nice strong here, we're not tucking here. Now we're keeping everything in the front here nice and engaged as well. We're not pushing down. Just gonna do this. All right, that's 1 minute. So from here, find that position again here, and then just slowly put pressure onto one leg and try and pick up the other foot as little as possible. A little bit of a lateral drop in here. Again, light on the heel. Put big toe down and pushing through our outside blade, pushing into the floor to engage this glute. So from the side here, we're just here and pushing our butt back here. Just kind of holding. You can pulse if you want. If you don't have a band, it's okay because this will work you whether you have a band or no band. Almost through this minute here. Get back into my front view. Push through. All right, let's get back into that squat. Find both sides here, loading up both legs. There, and then find pressure and weight into that right hip or opposite hip. Take the pressure off this other leg. Little bit of weight on this side. Putting pressure to the pad of the foot off the heel. Hip goes back, strong. Glutes strong. Spinal erectors, nice. Neutral spine here, working that glute back here. So from the side here, oops, gonna be here. We're just gonna be holding. I mean, you can do a little pulse if you want. Just kind of holding to really feel this engagement. Again, if you're pinching in the front here in that hip flexor, adjust how much you're tilting your pelvis. We'll fix that problem. We don't want to be overarching. We don't want to be tucked under. So a couple more seconds here. Okay, release that. Shake it out. All right. I'm gonna go on our right, back to the other leg. Do a drop in, say back drop. Drop in, and we're just gonna do almost like it's like a split lunge. This is technically what we'll call a drop in. That's kind of a split lunge, but we're gonna always funnel to our loading leg here, very light on the back leg. The back leg rotates in towards, your body's kind of all flowing to the same direction. So we don't want this leg out here. We don't want that ankle in, or that heel and ankle in. We want it kicking out. So we can release that energy if we're gonna take our next step. Getting into a nice deep drop in or split lunge, if you will. So from the side here, just loading up that glute, getting it back. Nice and strong here. All right. And let's hold this here. Find that pressure, light on the heel, putting pressure through the pad or the outside blade of the foot, strong arch, inside ankle bone high. Get as deep as you want to hold this. Try and stay nice and tight in the front. Make sure your glutes engaged. If you put your hand on your glute, you can actually feel your muscle working here. Hold this for another 20 seconds. Deeper you go, the more challenging it's going to be. Remember to breathe. Make sure your shoulders aren't up at your ears. And release. Whew. That was a little rough. Not gonna lie to you guys. A little bit of water if you want. All right, let's go to the other leg. That drop in, pressurize through the toe, big toe, outside blade, strong arch, light on the heel. Getting our hip behind our rib cage, nice neutral spine. Don't tuck under. Want a nice out. This is gonna help build up those spinal erectors right here. So again, we're gonna get to that deep drop in or lunge if you wanna call it that. Everything is spiraling to my right side now because I'm working on my right side. So we're gonna push back here. My right side likes to change how my pelvic is tilting and sometimes pinches my hip flexors, so I have to focus on that while I'm doing this. And we're to breathe, we're gonna keep your shoulders down. Make sure you stay nice and engaged in your core. Not like a crunch, but just kind of zipping everything up in the front just to keep you supported in that core. All right, a few more seconds and we're gonna hold this. Hold. Again, go as deep as you want with this. Make sure you're funneling over that loading leg. So body's over this loading leg. I'm not centered. Keeping that hip back, keeping that knee nice and soft and open. Deeper you go, the more work this is gonna be. If you start to feel any shakes in your muscles as you do this, that is okay. Okay, whew, that was a lot of work. Okay, we're gonna ditch the band because I wanna do some lunging with the bench. So again, split lunge, Bulgarian split squat, drop in, elevated foot. So we're gonna go as deep as you want. I like to go a little bit deeper to really get a nice, good load in that glute. It's almost 90 here with like my glute is almost in line with my knee here. Then I come back up, back down, pushing through the pad of the foot as I do this, staying on the outside blade, light on the heel. The more you come up on your heel, it's gonna, you really have to have a lot of stability to do that, but it's really gonna build up the strength in your foot if you come off your heel just a little bit. Again, loading everything towards this loading leg or rotating everything to that loading leg. You can come down, you come up. Everything stays nice and tall. We're not crunching over, we're not hunching, we're not tucking our pelvis under us. Giving it back. Nice strong glute there. All right, let's just hold this down. If you don't have a bench, you can just do the similar what we just did with that drop in with the band. Just maybe try work on taking your heel off the ground a little bit instead. Again, the deeper you go, the stronger this is gonna be. And if you get shakes, totally fine. We want shakes. We want our body to be working, and those shakes means you're working. All right, shake that out. We're gonna do the other leg. Quick beverage. All right, let's load up the other side. Find that load first, wherever you need to be. funneling everything to this loading leg. I have a hair somewhere. You can just down and up. Down as low as you can go. If you want to touch the floor for a little bit of balance, go ahead. If you can get down that low, if you can't get down that low, that's fine. Go as low as your body will let you. Whatever feels comfortable. Again, stay light on the heel or off, pushing through here, the big toe, and pushing a little bit of outward pressure in that outside blade of the foot here. And this is going to help build up your arch. Have a nice strong foot. You want strong feet because the feet are our body's foundation. So we need to keep an eye on that. Putting on shoes that have this much cushion in them doesn't help you build up a strong foundation. If you've been wearing those for a long time, you want to be able to gradually reduce how much cushion you have in your shoes so you can eventually get down to like a barefoot shoe, which is what I wear all the time. All right, let's hold this down. So barefoot shoe allows your foot to really work more while you're walking, which is what you want. Shoulders down, breathing. See if you can find those shakes in your muscles as you do this. Always minor adjustments if you need to. Don't feel like you have to like hold it. I know I have to adjust my pelvic tilt every once in a while. All right. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna use the weight next to do like a bit of a row in that Bulgarian split squat, I guess. Split lunge. Excuse me. All right. So back to the other side. So we're going to find that drop in or that glute on that side that we're loading. Not much weight over on this side. Have the weight here on the floor. Yeah. So kind of get into that deeper lunge. Everything's funneling this way. And we're just going to row up here. So arm down and then row up. Notice as I do this, I'm here and I rotate and I use like a lot of my back, my core to rotate my body to bring this weight up. So it's not just focusing on using a lat and staying static. It's a full body kind of movement here to lift this weight. Oh, words. Just lift up here. Again, making sure that hip goes back while we do this. So you're here, and the hip stays back. I'm not pushing through or anything. I'm staying back. And then making sure your core stays engaged while you do this. So here, up. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to like rep this out, you got a really light weight, and your leg isn't really sore from the last little bit of work we did, go right ahead. Just row it up. Nice rotation. This really helps us rotate. Keep our spine healthy by rotating it instead of being like static and staying in a box. We want to rotate. Our body is supposed to be, I almost want to say articulating, kind of spiraling. So our fascia and everything just kind of spirals in our body. So working it in this fashion helps work our fascia. That helps keep our body all together. All right, I think we've done long on that. I'm going to do the other side now. Give that glute a break, that body a break, that side of the body a break. Until I was working. All right, let's find that other load on this side here. Once you find it, grab your weight and then just pull up. Again, kind of like you're gonna, start a lawnmower or anything that's got like a pull start. If you're someone that has anything like that. I grew up on a farm, so there was definitely things to pull start. Hip back, light on the heel, get a nice arch. Still working on keeping a strong arch. And just rotate into this. Almost it's like holding on to that, almost like an iso hold with that lunge, because you're not really coming out of this. So your glute should get a little fatigued doing this, especially after all the work we did. I like keeping my arm on the lower back too. Kind of helps me stay focused to make sure I keep a nice neutral spine back there. A few more seconds here. Whew. It's working. All right, done with that. That was 15 minutes, folks. I'm very tired. Not tired, but like it worked. I think we're gonna call it quits there, just because I'm on a time limit today. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you want more, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to work with me or one of the other movement coaches, let me know. We're always willing to help everybody get out of pain, gain the mobility back, gain some freedom in their life. So, or if you just, maybe you work out all the time, but you want to do something different, give this a whirl, reach out, we can help you out. That's what we're here for.